Mo Gawdat advocates the idea that although absolute happiness is unattainable, given that suffering is an intrinsic part of life, the pursuit and maintenance of a happier mindset is completely within one's control. He elaborates that happiness is less about the external circumstances that befall an individual and more about the choices people make regarding their mental and emotional reactions to those circumstances. By learning the skill of reframing thoughts and focusing on gratitude, anyone can shift their experience from feeling negative to being more content, even if only incrementally. He cautions against the common belief that external events, such as financial status or personal hardships, directly dictate happiness. While these do shape experiences, blaming them ultimately surrenders one's agency. This concept is reinforced with an example illustrating that rain itself is neither good nor bad, but only takes meaning based on personal expectations, underscoring the power of perspective in determining happiness. A profound and deeply personal part of Mo's journey involves the loss of his son, Ali, who died at 21 due to medical errors during a routine operation. Mo confronts a prevalent misconception that grief leaves no room for choice in happiness. Through his own experience, he shares that while moments of profound pain are inevitable and real, dwelling perpetually in that misery gives it power over one's present and future. He emphasizes that grief does not alter reality or bring back what was lost. It only tortures the mind by reliving past moments. Mo introduces the powerful notion that healing and accepting grief involve acknowledging that despite the tragedy, the 21 years Ali lived were a tremendous gift. This perspective honors life rather than just mourning death. He encourages others to find meaning even in sorrow, suggesting that clinging to pain may feel like loyalty to the departed, but ultimately prolongs suffering. His story illustrates how tragedy can coexist with the possibility of happiness through reframing and choosing where to focus one's mind. In a compelling discourse, Mo weaves together physics, metaphysics, and spiritual philosophy to explain his belief that death is not the end. Drawing on Einstein's theory of relativity and quantum mechanics, he explains that consciousness, or the observer, exists outside of space and time. He challenges the conventional linear understanding of life and death by proposing that birth and death mark transitions of the physical form, rather than the beginning or cessation of existence itself. He critiques how modern society and power structures often eschew spiritual perspectives because they do not serve capitalist or political interests. Despite widespread skepticism, Mo insists that science properly interpreted with humility aligns with the idea of a timeless consciousness. His balanced approach encourages reconciling scientific inquiry with spiritual awareness, suggesting that existence transcends physical life in ways yet to be fully understood. The discussion extends into the domain of science itself, with Mo and the host debating its power and limitations. While science remains humanity's best tool to decode reality, it is not infallible nor synonymous with absolute truth. Mo highlights that halfway through medical training, students are commonly warned that half of what they learn will be proven wrong eventually, emphasizing the inherent uncertainty and evolving nature of scientific knowledge. Moreover, there is an unhealthy dogmatism within scientific communities that suppresses questioning or exploring controversial ideas, turning science into a quasi-religious institution for some. Both speakers call for humility and critical thinking so individuals can embrace science without mistaking it for unquestionable fact. They stress the importance of keeping open minds to integrate scientific findings with subjective experiences like love and consciousness. Mo describes solitude as essential for personal clarity and emotional well-being. Drawing from centuries-old spiritual traditions, including retreats and fasting, he shares how disconnecting from constant distractions allows the mind to settle and inner insights to surface. His own practice involves annual 40-day silent retreats, where he minimizes stimuli, eating lightly, and walking in nature to reconnect deeply with himself. He notes the initial discomfort people feel with silence, FOMO, restlessness, but emphasizes how, over time, silence brings profound peace, better sleep, emotional breakthroughs, and mental breakthroughs. The act of intentional solitude breaks the habitual noise and analysis, allowing a peaceful awareness that reveals what truly matters. He encourages even mini retreats or regular silent periods for greater mental resilience and happiness. Throughout the conversation, Mo asserts that unhealthy emotional states are primarily self-generated within the mind. If one is unhappy, there is always an aspect of their thinking or perspective that contributes to that emotion. This empowers individuals by affirming their agency over their feelings. Recognizing and taking responsibility for how emotions arise is a gateway to choosing more positive, compassionate responses. He also introduces the eraser test, imagining the painful moments erased from life, but with all resulting experiences gone too, which reveals that suffering shapes and refines who we become. Thus, reframing hardship as essential to growth, rather than only pain, paves the way toward acceptance and self-awareness. This theme ties closely to the earlier discussions on happiness being a choice and grief being transformable. One of the most forward-looking aspects of the podcast is Mo's introduction of Emma, an AI-driven platform designed to revolutionize how humans experience love and relationships. Mo explains that traditional dating apps are often counterproductive, commodifying people and sowing confusion through endless options, superficial judgments, and failed connections. Emma's goal is to infuse AI with a deep understanding of human emotion and relationship dynamics to provide personalized support. Emma does more than match partners superficially. She helps users explore their own desires, insecurities, communication patterns, and personal growth. By acting as an empathetic and non-judgmental guide, Emma facilitates self-awareness, relationship skills, and meaningful compatibility. This initiative aims to transform human connection in a way that promotes lasting, joyful love rather than transient encounters. Mo clarifies the common misconception equating love with relationships. Love is an innate, often automatic human feeling. Relationships are complex systems requiring skills, compatibility, emotional maturity, communication, and patience. He describes relationships as perhaps the most mathematically complex systems on Earth due to the multitude of interacting human variables. Explaining the law of large numbers, Mo points out that modern dating requires balancing numerous criteria: physical, emotional, social, which makes finding an ideal match exponentially difficult. Many settle due to burnout or fatigue rather than genuine connection. Emma's AI aims to alleviate this by managing complexity and guiding users toward realistic, personalized matches, ultimately aiding them in navigating the often frustrating landscape of modern relationships. A defining feature of Emma is its focus on fostering empathy and accountability in interactions. Unlike human friends who might reinforce biases or therapists who are scarce, Emma offers dispassionate reflections, challenging users to consider their partner's perspectives while holding them accountable for their reactions and behaviors. For example, if a user vents frustration about a partner, Emma will prompt them to reflect on what their partner might be feeling or how their own actions contributed to the issue. This non-judgmental, supportive approach can reduce emotional defensiveness common in human exchanges and promote healthier communication and understanding within relationships. The podcast touches on how societal and cultural factors influence the nature and success of relationships. Mo contrasts Western dating norms with arranged marriages prevalent in places like India. The significantly lower divorce rate in arranged marriages often reflects different expectations and social structures rather than an automatic marker of happiness. Mo notes that arranged marriages are systematically designed to meet certain compatibility parameters focused on long-term stability, while Western aspirations emphasize romantic love and individual fulfillment. Emma incorporates these lessons to serve users by applying rigorous compatibility analysis tuned to their individual cultural and personal expectations, thereby enhancing the chances of meaningful connections. The idea that love transcends romantic or sexual involvement emerges through Mo's reflections on his relationships with his ex-wife and others. He remarks on how mature love can persist in different forms: friendship, mutual respect, shared history, even after traditional relationship roles change or end. This counters the overly simplistic notion that love dies with physical separation or loss of sexual intimacy. Mo calls attention to the many facets of love beyond passion, such as tenderness, companionship, and support, highlighting that sustaining these elements can preserve profound bonds. This expanded understanding can reduce fear of breakups and isolation, helping people navigate transitions with grace and continued emotional richness. Toward the closing of the conversation, Mo distills his overarching message into three essential ingredients for happiness: love, compassion, and gratitude. Love connects us universally and spiritually. Compassion motivates us to alleviate others' suffering through actionable empathy, and gratitude grounds us in awareness of our blessings, reframing everyday experiences positively. He stresses that cultivating these qualities enables emotional resilience and fulfillment. Love opens hearts, compassion empowers meaningful action, and gratitude nurtures inner peace, creating a balanced and joyful life even amidst inevitable hardships. This triad embodies the mindset Mo encourages everyone to adopt on their journey toward happiness.